Welcome to Mystical Messages. I am Hilary Harley, your podcast host. I am a soul guide and astrologer. Mystical Messages is your podcast gateway to discover and learn about the realm beyond the veil, including all things intuitive, metaphysical, and the healing arts. To learn more about my work or to book a session with me, please visit hilaryharley.com. If you would like to read my monthly forecast, you may find the full written transcript for all astrology episodes on my website. That way, if you hear something and want to re-listen to a forecast or to check a date of a cosmic event, you may find it on the written monthly forecast on hilaryharley.com. Today, I am so delighted to bring you my monthly astrology forecast. I will be breaking down the astrology for July 2024. It is so hard to believe we have arrived at the second half of this year. I know the first couple months were tumultuous. May and June started sorting things out, calming down a little bit. But it is still, a rock'em sock'em kind of year. So July is a welcome reprieve, continuation of the peace and calm that we began to feel the second half of May and into June. July 2024 offers an invitation to float along the current of life rather than fighting what pulls us along. Celestial tides gently carry us if only we allow. So, what does that mean exactly? Well, try diving into life and splashing around. Play, relax, and reflect. Surrender. Say yes to prospects and opportunities and figure the details out later. This might sound a lot like a Mercury retrograde period, but it is most definitely not. To say again, this is not a Mercury retrograde period, but there are qualities, energetic qualities that are similar because July is a time of active dreaming and being. Delicious soul time, not just because it is now summertime, but cosmic energies leading us to wonder, wander, and imagine. Do you remember a time when you could not wait to go outside and play, to fall into the rich timelessness of hanging out, eating popsicles, blowing giant soap bubbles, searching for four-leaf clovers, swinging on the tire swing, and riding bikes? Tap into that. As an adult, lounge outside, walk in the woods, take a swim, put down your phone and lay on the grass simply to look at the sky above. This is 1 month to make excuses about why you cannot work or get things done. Excuse yourself so that you can go outside and play. Avoid obligation. There, I said it. If you need permission, you have it. The planets are handing it to you, playfully pushing you into the water, already lapping at your toes. Why? What is the cosmic reason for this, you might ask? Nearly back-to-back outer planetary gear shifts occur in mystical Pisces as June ended and July begins. Taskmaster Saturn is now halfway through Dreamy Pisces, while Neptune finishes its cycle in the same sign that it also rules. On June 29th, Saturn turned retrograde, and only 2 days later, on July 1st, Neptune reversed gear. It's like bookends. Neptune reversing gear only 2 days after Saturn turned retrograde in Pisces. And although we do not feel the cyclical turns of outer planets nearly as much as the interior planets, the timing of this duo's gear shifts at the beginning of July is like a lullaby. Sweet, sweet music singing us into impressions, memories, inspirations, and ideas. Create time to soak these up. There is nothing to prepare for or anticipate. Rather, simply follow the cosmic lead. Fall back into its arms like a giant pool float. Relax and let yourself be carried. The week heading into July 4th is like waiting to fall asleep. 1 minute you are awake, and the next minute you are not. And yet, you do not realize you have fallen asleep, do you? In a world where we are controlled by the false construct of hours, days, and weeks, time fades away now. We may lose our bearings, forget things, both items or directions, places or people's names, why we were doing, what we were doing, why we came into a room, what we came into the store to buy, only to pick up something else, something you'd never normally buy, something completely wonderful like sidewalk chalk or a sci-fi romance novel. Pisces knows no boundaries, so there are no rules here. And while that may feel confusing to some, it is liberating for many others. The hurried and harried busyness of the world does not seem to matter right now. Leading into the holiday, this couldn't happen at a better time. For all of this, watch your drug and alcohol intake, which Neptune rules, controlled substances. The mix of pervasive absent-mindedness, addictive substances, and water activities could indeed be dangerous. Fun times are raring to go when Messenger Mercury moves into festive Leo on Tuesday, July 2nd. Let's get this party started already, says this combo. Aligning helpfully to Neptune, we're in for one happy stretch through the first week of July. Your inner child is calling. Will you answer? Embrace play, creativity, and joy. If possible, keep a very light and loose schedule, as you will want to delve into your downtime as much as possible and will resent anyone or anything keeping you from good times. This may also include solo time, tinkering in your garage, fishing, or laying in a hammock snoozing. That said, the 4th of July occurs just a day prior to the new moon on Friday, July 5th. Whether you are partying big with company or laying low by yourself with just a few companions, relax into this highly imaginative and intuitive new moon. Conjoined to valuable Venus in Cancer the Crab, both Sun and Moon align beautifully with Saturn in Pisces. We are in the flow, swimming comfortably downstream at an even keel, held securely by family or those who feel like family. Any musical or water activities in particular look enticing, soothing, and fun through the weekend. In fact, the first 2 weeks of July look perfect for vacation or an impromptu staycation. So enjoy. This caring and supportive new moon is most welcome in such divisive times. Our home, our backyard, our homeland, and our family nurture and nourishes us, no matter what our political or philosophical orientation. This is an exceptional moment to wish upon a star. So take the time over the weekend to handwrite 3 to 5 intentions and plant them in the warm earth. By the following Thursday, July 11th, valuable Venus joins messenger Mercury in Leo, prolonging the festivities. Leo rules creativity, games of chance, risk-taking, and romance. Love is in the air, as this is one very romantic stretch through mid-July. You are up for anything now, so toss your hat in the ring and see where you land, both creatively and romantically. With Venus opposing Aquarian Pluto from July 10th through the 16th, we notice where we end and where others begin. Others may include any individuals, groups, or teams, whether family, romantic partners, friends, or work colleagues. Pay attention to your needs and agenda as compared to those of others during the middle of July. Make sure you love yourself enough to say no or bow out when in group settings, even with just one other person. This form of protective self-care goes a long way to preserve relationships. And if others do not understand your needs, it may very well say a lot about them. Another key aspect to watch in mid-July is motivating Mars conjoined to radical Uranus in Taurus, ruler of money, worth, the earth, and resources of all kinds, including our skills and talents. This slower moving pair only occurs once every 2 years, so take care with your wallet now. Read the fine print and know what you are getting into as Mars incites action and Uranus rules surprise. Look for a stock market ride, epic windfalls, once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, energy or money or resource draining events, big climate shifts, all unpredictable or unexpected. To be very clear, avoid falling into the trap of labeling these situations bad or good, positive or negative. Big life pivots occur to redirect us. And as they occur, we can sometimes feel lost. And understandably, losing resources of any kind is difficult. The test here is how you respond. If you receive a windfall, do you gloat on your good fortune or pledge to lift up others? If you some way have misfortune cross your path, do you wallow and whine? Do you ask for help? Or do you pick up the pieces and create your own path forward? The shock and awe of Mars Uranus catches us off guard at best, or catches us with our pants down at worst. So take a beat. Pause at mid-month to catch your breath. Taurus is cautious. There is no hurry here despite the look of things. The situation is rife with silver linings. Hidden or not, you only have to look, to ask questions, and be open. By Sunday, July 21st, Mars moves on out of Taurus and into communicative Gemini, aligning helpfully to older sibling Pluto. We are able to marshal people, make connections, gather and share information on a large scale. Mars' entrance into Gemini occurs on the same day as the full moon at the final degree of Capricorn, highlighting definitive endings, culminations, and brand new stories unfolding. Opposite the Sun in Cancer, the Capricorn full moon is tied to Pluto, emphasizing pronounced boundaries concerning family, food, our nation, life endings, ancestral inheritance, both material and psychological, house and home. Watch for children getting married, a baby born, beloved grandparent passing, the purchase of a first home, settling of an estate, food-related incidents, stomach or breast events, hospice, and compassionate care. With Pluto in Aquarius, the above may very well occur with a twist, as in done differently, alternatively, or a non-mainstream manner. The very next day, the sun turns into Look at Me, Leo, on Monday, July 22nd. Aligned helpfully to Mars in Gemini and opposing Aquarian Pluto, we have our creative thinking caps on, sourcing inventive approaches to problem solving. Anything is possible, says this planetary combination. So try what comes up and see where it takes you. Within reason, that is, says Messenger Mercury, as it moves into its own sign of practical Virgo on Friday, July 26th. Our minds are laser focused now, heading into August, with attention on health, wellness, animals, and our daily routines and practices. Mercury rubs Mars and Gemini the wrong way through the end of the month because Mars overcommits and overpromises, leaving us to worry about the details and how everything will get done. The remedy for this is to take turns at looking at the big picture and then figuring out the mechanics. Much like an artist at her easel, stand back occasionally to look at your situation holistically. Detached from a distance, you can then see what needs to be adjusted, rearranged, emphasized, or eliminated. Perfection and overthinking are traps for Mercury in Virgo. Efficiency, hard work, health consciousness, and service orientation are where we shine for now. Lean into these qualities. That brings me to the end of this episode of Mystical Messages. I do want to highlight a few things of special note. I have the distinct pleasure of working with Veronica Drake, intuitive and holistic healer, as well as Kathy Ripley Green, medium extraordinaire. We have formed the Three Wise Women. So find your tribe. Come join us and a merry band of fellow seekers. We meet the first Tuesday of each month from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time via Zoom. And it's all conversation, community, and connection having to do with the woo and metaphysical world. So bring your questions, bring an open mind. It is super reasonable. It's $10 a month, and you'll meet many, many other people, including Veronica, me, and Kathy, to discuss and share and explore all of your to do and to wonder about list having to do with the metaphysical and the realm beyond the veil. You can enroll for $10 a month by visiting my website, hilaryharley.com, under the 3 Wise Women tab. The other wonderful piece of events, the other wonderful event that is happening is the Zenathon, which I am so pleased to participate in. It's coming Sunday, September 22nd in Sharon, Massachusetts. This will be a one-day immersive retreat featuring myriad speakers, teachers, practitioners, and healers of all varieties, along with a vendor marketplace. There will be artists, musicians. It's really a festival of the soul. And if you are in New England or anywhere close by, and you can get to just outside of Boston, it's in the western suburbs, please plan on joining us. This is going to be a remarkable event. It's the first of its kind, surely to be the first of many Zenathons to come. I will be presenting on astrology for the last quarter of the year and taking questions about astrology. So join us, please, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Zenathon, Sunday, September 22nd in Sharon, Massachusetts. And to learn more, check out zenathon.org. As a reminder, to learn more about my work or to book a session with me, please visit hilaryharley.com. If you would like to read my monthly forecast to check dates of planetary events and cycles, you may find the full written transcript for all astrology episodes on my website. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening today. Please join me again in 2 weeks when I will be featuring Sonia Mazer, the visionary and pioneer who has created and founded the Zenathon, which I just mentioned. So I wish you many blessings as you journey forward.